My name is Toby Hansen. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at PeaceHealth, Peace Harbor Medical Center.
All right, hands on the wheel.
Ready?
He's also the father of a 2-year-old boy, and he and his wife Corey have a daughter on the way. They were looking for a small town to call home.
My wife and I are both from small towns. We've experienced larger cities. I've spent some time down in Arizona and also in Ohio. We wanted to get back to a smaller community, have, I guess, more of a sense of community. As you get into a larger city, you can get lost in the shuffle.
Florence, Oregon and PeaceHealth proved to be the perfect match, a place to practice great medicine and enjoy an outstanding quality of life.
Florence it's a coastal town. It's not too warm, not too cold.
It's close to the mountains. It's close to Eastern Oregon if you want to be in the desert. It's not that far to an airport. We provide a beautiful facility for the theater and the arts.
I love it here. The thing I like most about here is how friendly the community is. And I love being able to go hiking. You can play on the several lakes that are located around here. And Toby loves it here because he gets to play on the sand dunes with his quad.
Another thing to say about Florence, I think for a small town, it has a great group of restaurants.
And young families.
There are plenty of young families and a lot of people who like to get out and do things, outdoorsy people.
We've got waterways here and lakes and rivers and ocean and mountains and forest, and I think as much as anything, it's right there. When I lived in Colorado, you had a lot of beauty, but you had to drive 45 minutes to get there, and there was a crowd. Here you drive 5-10 minutes, and there's no crowd.
Okay, take a deep breath for me.
It doesn't take long for providers new to PeaceHealth Peace Harbor to figure out there's a lot more to like here than just the outdoors.
And again. I knew the Oregon coast was beautiful, so it was attractive. Just that part of being here was the most attractive to me, as being on the coast initially. But then I researched PeaceHealth when I was offered the position here. And so I was impressed by their reputation and their philosophy and their mission.
There's been a really unprecedented commitment to, I think, provider happiness and good patient care, to the point of the upper levels of management that's really what they care about. And if they have to change things to keep their providers happy, they'll do that.
I can't even describe that. It's family. When I first came here, I was welcomed very warmly.
What PeaceHealth recommends also is a good work-life balance. Before I even signed my contract, that's one of the things that they stated. If you need time off, they encourage you to take time off. It's not all work, work, work.
My husband's work-life balance is something you would only dream of.
That gives Dr. Hansen plenty of time to be at home with his family in a setting that, quite frankly, speaks for itself.
Hi, this is Eric from PeaceHealth in Cottage Grove with Dr. Moser's office.
PeaceHealth Cottage Grove Community Medical Center is a small critical access hospital taking an innovative approach to patient care.
We have a very unique model in the sense that we have our primary care clinic on the same site as our acute care services.
We've also been the recipient of the Top 100 Critical Access Hospitals 3 years running.
Very good.
Dr. Leda Rabat-Cura has been impressed with PeaceHealth's resources since she came here from Texas.
Climbing into things.
She sure does.
When I was interviewing, they were initially asked me if I was worried working in a rural setting hospital, but it doesn't feel like that. Most of the resources you'd expect to get in a big hospital is readily available for us right here.
We have a full array of medical expertise and specialists. We have a helicopter on our campus here, and I think that's vitally important. We have a large tertiary medical center located 25 miles north.
That's really helpful for the patients, that they don't need to go further up north to Portland. I personally like that.
Your teeth. Can you copy me?
All right, that's okay.
Dr. Ahsan Hazrat saw an opportunity in Cottage Grove to make a change. He'd spent much of his career in big cities and large hospitals.
One of the main reasons that I made the switch was that working in a smaller community, you could actually practice the full spectrum of family practice. You could take care of small kids, but then at the same time you could see geriatric patients. That's the part of practice that is the most appealing to me.
Add to that a great work-life balance, and you come up with a quality of life that's hard to beat.
The fact that I'm working 4 days a week, I have 3 days off, and then I always have something to do in these 3 days with family.
So, does a rural hospital serving a small Pacific Northwest community appeal to you?
Cottage Grove is a wonderful community. The preservation of our covered bridges is really a cornerstone of our tourism.
And what about Oregon?
If you're not familiar too much with the state of Oregon, it's a very diverse state. I don't think there's an outdoor activity you can't find and engage in here, and some of the most photographed places on the Oregon coast reside easily within an hour-and-a-half drive. Once you cross the Cascades into central Oregon, what they call the high desert, it really is a very different environment.
No matter which way you turn, you'll find incredible scenery and genuine warmth from the people you meet.
I think the biggest takeaway, that I've learned from moving out here is the beauty that is around outside is only overshadowed by, the caring and generous nature of the people that live in this community. People stop and ask how you are and actually mean it.
As a young cardiologist, Sudeshna Banerjee could have gone any number of places to practice medicine. She decided on PeaceHealth Sacred Heart Medical Center.
I've interviewed all over the country. I had ties to the Midwest, but I thought, as a single woman, I could go anywhere. Raise your chin for me. I love working here. It's a team effort, it's everybody working together, and everybody's goal is to take care of the patient.
Dr. Banerjee's goal was to find a great quality of life. She found it right here in the state of Oregon.
I wanted to be somewhere where you could be outside more and just in a temperate climate. In the Midwest it's either too hot or too cold, and here it's easy to do things. We're the running capital of the world. So you have little hiking trails even within the town, which is within 5 minutes. You're an hour away from the ocean. And when I first came here, I thought, who cares about the desert? But I probably have spent more time there than I would have expected because everything has this beauty.
This place is a playground. Some of the most beautiful places on earth. Moving from Chicago, that was the most refreshing thing, I think. Chicago's a very busy place, and it's just a rat race. And here, people take the time to get to know you. Just the sense of closeness, I think, in this smaller community is tremendously different.
I love my partners. We are good friends and colleagues, and Eugene is very academically minded. It's one of the things that really drew me to this institution. Everybody knows the newest data, they know the research that's come out. We do procedures here that they don't do in Portland.
Yes, we have high-end programs, but we're also here to make sure that patients have access to basic primary care. And it's important to, I think, everyone that works at PeaceHealth that the work that we do is grounded in a set of values. Values are what drive the organization. It's what keeps us focused. It keeps us delivering on the mission.
And that is to take care of all people, all walks of life, all socioeconomic classes. PeaceHealth doesn't turn people away because they don't have the right insurance or maybe they don't have any insurance. I've lived that mission my whole career, and PeaceHealth made that possible.
We're looking for physicians who want to make a difference, physicians who are looking for a lifestyle that maybe they might not find in some of the larger cities in this country. Lane County, Eugene, Springfield is very unique in that it offers a quality of life that you're not going to find in very many places in the country. We think it's a good balance of professional accountability and responsibility, but also the ability to balance family life and home life.
Have you ever fainted in your life? No, okay. The top 3 reasons I would consider moving to Eugene or tell someone that this is the reason for living here are quality of life, academic excellence, and overall team spirit. And you don't see that everywhere else.